IVM.
All right, this is a brand new episode with the same old three faces or voices, whichever way you consume your podcast. We have Kartik here, who's going to talk about the film Vastav because that's the last thing he was watching, and I'm very proud of you. I have many more feelings, and we have Sivaram, who's going to tell us what's wrong with Arsenal and why they're celebrating like they have become champions again, second week in a row against the same team, and they're also going to help me answer questions about United. The fantastic match I'm sure you guys watched against Watford. 5 chances created, 20 chances converted. Brilliant match.
Yeah, I think a read of stats is questionable. I think the name of this podcast should be Vastav, because that is the reality we're living in, where Sapre is in delusion, where one team out of the 3 has won and United continue to be United. But before we go into a break, I have a quick question for Sapre. I was thinking about this the moment I saw this tweet. This is like a trick question, okay? So I saw this tweet where someone who I think is a PE teacher for a class of 11-year-olds or whatever, and he says, like, a kid is taking a corner. He raises a hand sometimes. Yeah. But the people who... You saw the tweet?
Yeah. And okay, do you know... Behind, I don't know why, but I'm guilty of doing that myself, and not just kids. Adults also have done that.
So I discovered... So, okay, fair enough, if you know. So that is the end of my question, and I'm guessing
No. So what is it? He raises his hand.
Yeah, he raises his hand, but no one else knows what is happening. So he's just raising his hand. So none of the other kids know.
Because he's watched this on TV. He's watched...
Yeah. So the point is the effect of FIFA and like watching football and stuff like this. Like they just copy things. Like there was
you talk with you, cover your mouth when you talk.
Yeah.
So you should not talking like this on the podcast.
No, so in the comments, people have said what they do, and one of them has actually said, "I speak on the I'm the ground keeper. I do speak like this."
Yeah, and there was funny thing where a kid after scoring a goal, looks up to the heavens. All his parents and grandparents are alive. So long story short, like what I've always thought it was true is. One means near post, both means far post, right? But apparently there are other reads of this as well. Like when you raise a hand, you're supposed to run into all the players are then supposed to run into the D. And if you raise both hands, I think it's like a specific, but it made more sense. Like one is near post and both are far post. But I love the replies. Like Twitter is the best gift.
I used to think that, of course, these are things which could mean various things, run into the box or far post, and they change it before the game. So for right hand this time would be near post. From the previous match would have been far post, etc. But then we don't know what. You're the expert. You're a referee and a coach.
You're a coach. You should be telling us this instead of me telling all this.
Which hand do you raise here?
No, I honestly I didn't know. I didn't even think there were plans. I thought it's a natural human thing to do.
What
I know.
No,
I know.
I'm taking the corner.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
I didn't think there was any.
I was going to make fun of Sapre. I came with the intention of making fun of Sapre. Clearly, I'm the idiot that I know what this stands for.
I'm with you. In cricket, the umpire does all of these hand gestures for the spectators to know because they can't hear. So same with the guy taking the corner is saying, "It is me who's going to take the corner."
Me.
Yeah. So it's for the crowd, not for
I think now we should cut into a break. I think it's time. I think people need to go somewhere anyway.
We've solved one mystery. After the break, we'll solve another mystery again that has come from a tweet that I had a chance to see. We'll talk about it after the break, though.
Sometimes it feels like all the weight of the world is fallen onto my shoulders, and it usually happens on my downtime while I'm enjoying a nice game of cricket. It's like my family realizes that I'm watching cricket and just rush to ruin it for me then. My mom will come in ranting about some problem with the neighbors. My wife will come in shouting about how we need to redo our kitchen, plus also some problem with the neighbors. And my daughter will come in angry at me because the color of the new car we bought is not what she had wanted, which is apparently the biggest crime a father can commit. Plus, of course, some problem with the neighbors. If only things could be just the same, even if something were to happen to me. Unless... www.hdfclife.com. Select, done. Things aren't so bad after all. Live calm. With HDFC Life, click to protect life. The Life Protect option protects your family from financial uncertainty. Visit hdfclife.com to know more and for terms and conditions.
Okay, we'll talk about the Chelsea Liverpool fiasco. I didn't see the match. I regret it. I regret it. But we'll talk about. I just saw this one tweet which said the fact the penalty shootout could theoretically continue forever is a massive loophole.
Why?
Right?
Why is it a loophole? Until one misses, which is why it's called sudden death after the first 5.
Except if it takes too long, it's no longer sudden. So just dead.
But you can.
Yeah, I mean, but suddenly someone will miss.
I'm saying 90 minutes will end at some point, right? There's certainty about the 90 minutes ending or the additional time ending. With penalties, there's no certainty. Right?
But why do you need certainty? What is the point?
Theoretically, yeah? When you're making
theoretically, tennis game should finish in 5 sets. But then sometimes games go until 11 hours. What are you going to do? You talk about them after 10 years they've happened. That is the point, the beauty of football.
But that's why you don't have it in all Grand Slams, right? Unless it's a tiebreaker, yes.
That's what I just said. So you said exactly what I said and made an exception for it. Lovely.
It is a loophole. You're right. That is why you have keepers like Kepa.
Coming back to reality.
Wait. So we go from the loophole in the rules to the loophole in the team.
Yeah.
So someone said, and we've discussed this for the longest time. This is not a novel idea, but obviously, if you put it on Twitter at the right time, you tend to get the lot of engagement. Correct. Someone said after the first 11 players, you should get the manager and then someone from the stands. So I love the idea, but the fact that Kepa took it means already a manager has taken it. So I mean that's a mismatch.
I think it's a Spanish thing. With the Spanish goalkeepers have to go through this. I'm guessing.
Who's the other Spanish? Is this a joke?
De Gea missed, I think.
Correct.
I mean, De Gea's penalty was 15 times better than what Kepa did.
What is 15 times of 0? That was a goal kick he took, okay, first of all.
De Gea at least made the guy make a save. He hit it very slowly. It was an easy save. But, I mean, this was... But honestly, I mean, then to see this, it's like, you mentioned the example of tennis, right? That 11-hour game, Sivaram just said, Isner versus Mahmood. That was a bad match. It was.
Oh my God! It was just overnight. We had to wait overnight.
Honestly, I thought this penalty shootout was pretty terrible. I mean, the keepers were they were getting to a lot of the shots.
We are, I think, focusing on the negative a lot. I think let's look at the positive. Look at the finishing. Oh my goodness, the Van Dijk shot.
Van Dijk was the best.
The Rolls Royce of defenders is the Rolls Royce of everything. What a shot. And the fact that Kepa actually tried to throw him off and, went the other side. He actually took it on the other side and found the top corner and Kepa had no chance. He got a hand to...
Plain lucky Van Dijk. Had it been saved by Kepa, all of it against Van Dijk, you'll have a barrage of articles coming and out.
No, the thing is, Kepa was in the best position to save it and he still didn't.
Not just one time. He got to 3 penalties. So did Kelleher or whatever.
Kelleher, yeah. What Sapre is saying is if his aunt had tires to your bike. Then anything can happen, right? That doesn't mean anything. I said the euphemistic version of that.
But how was the match otherwise? Was it a good match? I saw some offside decision against Lukaku or Rudiger or something. That's what happened.
Marco Alonso had Salah in his pocket is what happened in that game.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, that was very unexpected. I thought Liverpool would run away with it. And Chelsea, for whatever reason, had the best chances. If you've seen Mount's miss, I think in the 60th minute or something, that was a given. Yeah. I thought that is done. I don't know how he missed it. But then there was Lukaku also, who was off by, I think, his knuckle. So that was again, I thought the rules changed and said we won't go into millimeters, we'll go to feet or something. That wasn't feet by a distance. That was very, very minimal. So, I mean, it was very confusing. But
it was fine, but just I feel having 4 goals disallowed is a bit much.
It's tough.
Yeah, it then becomes a little bit of a, weird watch. It was a lovely, lovely match. But then great 0-0, but then you have 4 goals that weren't given. I mean, the point of this entire game is to score goals. And
VR is a loophole.
Yeah.
And a certain club in Manchester found that out against Everton, who since then have given Everton and the club and Frank Lampard an apology. This is the
Rodney incident. I thought
they issued the apology.
They issued the apology.
Because I heard Lampard demanding an apology.
No, he said they're incompetent. He left it at that.
And his 3-year-old daughter also said they're incompetent according to him.
Yeah.
Remember.
I'm going to train my daughter to say all this
I have a
on my
3-year-old daughter.
appraisal calls.
I can totally relate to that. Yeah, she laughs every time Rashford falls. So yeah, she has a good grasp on football. I'm sure Lampard's daughter is far better at things. That was a terrible decision, wasn't it? I mean, a couple of years ago, we started this whole VAR discussion. I think Sivaram was the only one who said, screw this VAR, it's going to make these teething issues are not the kind of teething issues you guys are thinking, which we'll get over in a year. This is, so many things are still subjective. And now I kind of see what Sivaram was kind of talking about. I mean, how can this be subjective? I understand it, a run of play, all of that. But it cost Everton a point. That is the 18th thing about Burnley, who have a game in hand, who they're definitely going to win because I've captained the Dutch striker. So Weghorst tough for Everton, great for City. Liverpool fans were like all over the place saying this unfair treatment to us. My thing is, how can VAR, Liverpool fans talk about VAR being unfair to them? That is
VAR in the name. Liverpool.
That is the other problem I have. Apart from that, pretty decent week.
You know what? I'm starting to think. Tell me how possible do you think it is? Liverpool, the run they're on, are going to win all 4 trophies this year. That's the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, and they've already won the League Cup.
Quadruple, huh?
A quadruple. It has never been done before. Especially domestically in a season. I think they're on a... I mean,
but City will have to capitulate. City will have to capitulate.
Yes, it could have been pretty close if 2 nights ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I'm just getting a...
I think City, for whatever reason, are suddenly in... they seem in a precarious position, although they're not. It's a fantastic team. I think for the absence of a striker, they still deliver, right? Like KDB we discussed versus Bruno. KDB has been incredibly average. So from that perspective, it might happen. But then we're glossing over a lot of what City have accomplished over the year. So we want to root for the underdog, which is completely fine. And I won't deny it's not even possible. It's probable to some degree, especially in the Champions League. I think Liverpool have a better chance of winning the Champions League than they have of the PL, because City also have a good run. They play United next, which is, easily a good chance for them to increase goal difference. So,
you man.
And Liverpool have gotten in the last 8 games, I think they've gotten 20 points, and they have the highest goal difference, followed by Arsenal. That's a stat I'll just sneak through. And City are 3rd and followed by United. So if you see the run of form, yes, it seems very likely if it continues. But there is only one way to find out.
Pool play West Ham next. So that's not going to be an easy fixture, is it?
No, West Ham is tough. I agree. United, I thought it was.
United City.
United City. Correct. Sorry.
So tough fixtures for both the top teams. Not bad. Not bad.
So West Ham and United are the same boat.
West Ham is better, to be really honest, right now when you look at the table.
But West Ham is also not delivering. Like if you look at the team, Antonio has blanked, I think, for my entire life playing.
No, he did. He gave an assist and got a yellow card. So I mean, what is the point of it? You should have seen the foul he managed to. It was pure frustration, and that shows when someone who's been on a great run. But a striker, like a season to forget for him particularly, even though he started well. Same for DCL, right? Started well, then got off injured, and now he's not come back yet. Bamford, Leeds are missing him so much that they had to let go of Bielsa. And they've got somebody like the junior Bielsa, who I read something on Twitter. He's slightly better in the fact that he doesn't it's not a Lagan team, but he just keeps running for 90 minutes. He picks and chooses his timings and when to press and not.
Apparently, he likes to spread a web. I like all of these, new things they come up with. It's basically the Barcelona brand of football where you're, forming those triangles and then you're trying to move the ball forward. And when you lose the ball, you try and form those triangles around, man marking people. It's not zonal, it's more man marking. So it's been done before. It's not new, but I mean, you also have to see the people who are in the team, right? Like they're missing key people. If I'm not
I think
wrong,
more than Bamford, Calvin Phillips is the biggest miss.
Yeah.
They've been without him for a while.
My bit is any new strategy comes to the Premier League, we feel, oh shit, because we've never seen anything else. First,
you're just talking about Ralph Ragnick. Okay, so just calm down.
No, even when Chelsea at some point played 3 at the back, were like, oh, this is some brand new strategy. It was already being played elsewhere, and titles had been won. So anything new that comes to Barcelona style of football, we don't know. I mean, Adama knows
But
he's doing phenomenally well at Barcelona. He was screwing up at
Jesse Marsch, who's coming to Leeds. This will be his first time outside the Red Bull umbrella. He was with New York, he was with Salzburg, then he went to Leipzig where he got fired after a few months. So maybe it's a new different start for him.
He tried the same brand, right? Which didn't work at Leipzig. So you never know.
But he was taking over from Nagelsmann. Like that was a tough gig anyway. But then again, the guy who's replaced him has taken Leipzig from like 13 to the Champions League position.
But also the expectations at Leipzig were very different than what they're going to be at Leeds. I think Leeds for this season,
keep them up and you're fine, right? You've done your bit.
Then at least like safe between 10 to 15 next season should be good enough for Leeds.
Talking about staying up, how do you guys feel about Joelinton playing as a winger? My goodness, he used to be the butt of all our jokes. Newcastle have climbed to 14th if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, they do so good run of games. They're out of the relegation trouble. I think they're 14th. Pretty much.
Yeah. They're not like that. They have a decent cushion. It's not completely done yet.
And they're going on the up.
They're going on the up.
Everton and a couple of Leeds being dragged into.
Yeah. It actually started with him being played behind the striker, and now he's been moved to the wing. So
he's playing behind Ryan Fraser on the wing.
Oh, Eddie always got him from his. Yeah,
not bad at all. Like I didn't expect it to happen. It's not like they bought like the best of players, right? Outside of Trippier, I didn't see the biggest names coming, which is fine because Newcastle weren't in a great position in January, and they've Eddie Howe has clearly turned it around.
Yeah, no, I think they bought defenders. They got Trippier, who's contributed with goals and a generally good performance. He's out injured. I'm sure he'll come back at some point. They'll be safe. I'm sure they'll be safe. They have enough. And then the other teams, I think Norwich is gone. So let's take that for certain. Watford, it's resilient because of how it's exactly how Crystal Palace used to play under Hodgson.
Gone, Sapre. Wasn't it just 2 weeks ago? I think Norwich was outside the bottom three. So I mean,
outside is like...
Yeah, they played many more games than Burnley, for example. They had, but then when you look at it, Norwich just seemed like it's not happening. Imagine if Everton get relegated. Yeah, that will be.
I like how Sapre just glossed over Watford when he just drew 0-0 with Watford. How is that like Sapre with the 19th place team who's gotten 19 points over the season?
Yeah, and we beat them comfortably. Yeah,
by 0-0. Mental victory.
It's some media manipulation by people out there.
But tell me one thing. When are Arsenal going to play their games in hand? They still have 3 over United. Like, when are these games coming?
They will, I think, happen most like in... they will happen in April.
They have nothing
Champions League Champions League.
In the middle of May, all the other clubs will say, we're done. Arsenal will be left with 3 games in hand and they won't know what to do.
No, they play.
Only Arsenal. It's like
India-Sri Lanka. Off-season is actually season.
Lovely. One more match to go. There's Burnley, Leicester. Like I said the last time, I don't really... because they won the... but I don't have... It's just too much expectations on them because they won the league once. I think they're pretty average as a team. You really shouldn't be surprised they don't make it to the top 4 in the consecutive seasons after this as well.
Top 4 for Leicester is like the 13th.
No, but last time the Chelsea, United, Leicester were all last. They could have finished in the 4th position.
I think Vardy's done. And what also happened last year was they found a second win in what's his name?
Dhaka.
Iheanacho. They found a second win in Iheanacho. He scored a bunch of goals at the end and he became very consistent. Gone missing. Dhaka was supposed to be a good player, supposed to hit the ground running. Gone missing.
Madison, the most creative player who used to play for Fulham. Is now
Lukman. What is his first name, Kartik?
Ademola
Lukman. Yeah. So he has been, I think, their best player. I didn't know Yannick Vestergaard joined.
Yeah,
he's been so bad for them. So bad.
Because he was great at Southampton. He was great at Southampton.
He was so good. He's 6'3", and he jumps only to 5'9" at Leicester for some reason to hit the ball. I do not know how that happened.
So yeah, true.
They also got Ryan Bertrand. They also got, they had good players in Ricardo Pereira. Then there's Soyuncu, of course. Then there's James Justin, who's actually injured. So there's one more player who's been out. Albrighton is missing. A bunch of different players. Yeah, Jose Perez, when was the last time I saw him? I don't even remember. NDD was supposed to be the next Kante or the next Makelele.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has not happened. So, I mean, their best player at this moment in time, cumulatively, I would say over the season, and very, very, I mean, by best, I mean very relative, has been Harvey Barnes, Lookman, and Madison. That's it. There's no one else you can think of. Maybe Schmeichel, who might have saved them some goal difference. But that's
I think what Leicester should do is
this
they won't get relegated. They're in the Europa League, I think, right? So just try and win that. Make it like a cup season for.
They're on the Europa League. They're in that
conference league. Yeah. That whatever that.
I mean, for them it still counts. Yeah.
Five-a-side ready for Cool. One more match to go. Then there's a lot of double game weeks coming up. I'm losing sleep over it.
Why are you losing sleep? Because you're only losing points. So I recommend just sleeping.
I have been doing extremely well. I've exceeded my own expectations.
In which world is this actually?
I am 158th now. I was in the 190s when I remember me.
I'm 68 now. So I mean,
I'm in competition with myself and I. Okay,
that's funny. I'll give you that. How many points did you get this? Yeah, absolutely. How many points did you get this week?
I am on 42 as of now.
Terrible. I knew the answer. Still, I wanted you to say it.
And I'm going to get... No, I have massive points on the bench because Dalot didn't play. I'll have Brandon Williams coming in, who also got
0 points. Yeah, that makes sense. I had a fantastic week. I actually wildcarded because I had to close my February winnings in a private league with Sapre, Kartik and I are a part of with other people. And I wildcarded. I still have Weghorst to play as captain. There's Ben Mee and Pope in goal to get me more points. So I'm excited. There's one more game which will mean I'll watch that game, which is Leicester versus Burnley. What's coming up is going to be a fun double game week. Aston Villa have a good run with Southampton Leeds in this game week. Then there's Wolves who play Crystal Palace and Watford. We'll come back to Wolves in a second. Newcastle play Brighton and Southampton. So there might be something there. We just described how good Southampton have been. So maybe something in defense. Maybe ASM, I don't know. Southampton have also been showing up. They play Aston Villa and Newcastle. Might be a good shout. The other is Leeds who play Leicester versus Aston Villa. I would recommend not just jumping. I don't know what the manager bounce looks like. Yet we want to go back to Wolves. Would you get Jimenez?
It doesn't give too many returns. A goal maybe. So yeah, no, really.
When it comes to Wolves, you can't talk in plural. You can't add the S after goal. Never.
The Wolf.
The Wolf.
The ceiling is so low. So even if you get wouldn't it make sense to get a Broha for 5.5 million and save the 2 million? And if they're going to give you the same amount of points over a run of games, I think that is a good shout. Okay, and no one else.
Wolves defender makes sense. I think Saiz is injured or not. I don't know, but that is
he fell in the last game. I don't remember which game that was, but he got injured in the last game.
So then the other defenders. Anyway. I think Kidman plays, and I think Semedo or Shah, whoever. That's the only people who are going to give you points. Jimenez, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, but they lost over the weekend, so I don't know anymore about
Newcastle. So
yeah, which was a good game. Okay, so let's go to the fantasy league. We have, of course, an official Football Shootball FPL league. FPL full stop. You can come join this league. Go to fantasy.premierleague.com. Type in 3HDRUY. That's 3HDRUY. Come find us. Let's go through the first 5 people in the league, the top 5. Number 1 continues to be FC Veramari. Of course, we still have one game to play, so this could change. Ashwin Pichai, 1842 points. Go Ashwin. Tangled up in blue, Ishan Ganguly, very, very close behind by only 10 points, 1832. Number 3 is Guwahati City FC Bharat Fukan, 1804. Kaisin, who was actually a new entrant in the recent weeks, Aditya Shetty, 1791 points. And bringing up the rear, number 5 is Suicide Squad Preeta Konar, 1781 points. Also tied. And courtesy mention is Albal FC or Albal, I don't know. Albal FC, Ejaz Ahmad, 1781 points again. So very, very close at the top. So yeah, lots to play. Bunch of chips which are remaining on all our kitties.
So you
except
said
Sapre.
your 60th, and you have Wout Weghorst
as captain
tonight.
Yeah.
You think
Tomorrow
you can
night.
climb up to tomorrow night? You think you can climb up to first position or the top 5?
No, not first position. It's 1781 something. I am on I think 1600. Just entered 1600. So I'm pretty far off. Yeah, I'm at 1603. So I will need at least 3 chips to really make a difference.
Yeah, I like this Maharashtrian representation in the league. There's Varan Bhat and there's Varan Bhat Toop. Excellent. I love this.
Sapre is taking whatever wins he can get because otherwise he's like, chalo koi aur Maharashtrian to jeet raha hai.
No, but dude, 158th is not bad, man.
No, I mean, nothing is bad technically. It's all made up. It's called fantasy. But Kartik and I are very happy that the number 1 person is a Tamilian. So I think we're good. He'll be at least in the top 5, if not number 1. So I'm happy to buy him a, I don't know, if he's from Palakkad, we'll have to buy a Kerala jersey. Kerala Blasters.
Chennai is not Kerala, Sapre.
He's a Tamilian, that's what he said.
Yeah, but Tamilian, then I followed it up as if he's from Palakkad.
I don't listen to you for that long.
No, you don't understand also. So,
but I think Ashwin is a Chelsea fan. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ashwin.
No, that was last year, Baba. A different Chelsea fan. Also called
No, I think. Oh, was it? Okay.
Also, Chelsea fans don't continue to be Chelsea fans. You know that, right? After a couple of seasons, they move on.
Even Abramovich has said, I won't be there anymore.
The owner is only not continuing. He's giving it to charity. What is he doing?
No, he's basically said, yeah, I'm totally not doing this. It's like you saying, I will not be on this podcast anymore, but wink, wink. So,
look, till the time is not given, if you have learned anything from Bazigar, just don't give the power of attorney. That's it.
Kartik, watch Bazigar, man. That is a great
that I've seen. Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Today's movie was Mr. India, actually, what I saw in the afternoon.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Mr. India and Vastav together. This is some.
No, Vastav is just playing in the background now. I've seen this many times.
That's Vastav. It just keeps playing.
Yeah, he just keeps running. Yeah. Last scene is very good. Huh? He dies in his mom's arms. Oh, you haven't watched it. I won't.
I've seen.
Okay, watch Vastav 2. His boy grows up to become Vastav.
There is a Vastav 2.
Yeah. Namrata Shirodkar is the mama. There is Vastav 2.
No.
Yeah.
It's called something else.
His son becomes bigger, then he becomes the next one.
Who's Sanjay Dutt again, right?
Yeah. Who's also Sanjay Dutt.
Nice, similar looking.
Like, it'll be the worst nightmare if my daughter looks like me. Exactly. Like, that will be it'll be an impediment to her overall growth in life, I believe.
Could have been anything, but chose to look like you.
Yeah. I mean, look at Sanjay Dutt's son, right? Same as Sanjay Dutt. It's the fame game, man. It's the fame game.
Excellent.
It's called Hatyar. You're right. Both of you are right. There is a 2, but it's a different name.
Oh, wow. Both of us are right.
Yeah. It's like what nil-nil you won.
Non-alignment. Very good.
Yeah, NATO. No, that is not Atlantic. That's not non-alignment.
It's something else. Cool. Champions League still the returns to play.
There's nothing this week.
Nothing this week. Let's quickly talk about Oba and Traore and how they've gone to this below average league where they're actually winning.
That is the only reason. There's no other explanation.
I mean, Traore has spent his entire life at Wolves and gotten 4 assists. He's gotten 4 assists in one weekend. Right?
Yeah.
Oba hasn't gotten a hat-trick in forever. Suddenly he's scoring for fun. That says a lot about the league, right? If it was just Oba, like the conspiracy theories, he wanted to get out. Anyway, he had a bust up with Arteta. He wasn't showing up. Like, you saw him on the pitch, right? They're very hard to deny that he was doing anything for the team. Suddenly he's gone there, he's gotten the move and he's playing, which is fine, right? It makes sense. You're now happy, so you're doing well. But there's also Traore, who's tried really hard at Wolves, and we know he tried his best as Wolves, but suddenly he's getting all the assists and, actually making a difference. So in that context, I am taking the league at face value and saying, this is not even good for anyone to talk about, let alone watch.
La Liga. It just doesn't.
Oh shit! I'm very sad I didn't come up with that.
Yeah, that's why you should support strikers who play in the Premier League. All the Golden Boot contenders, Messi and Ronaldo and Lewandowski, Mbappe, don't play in the Premier League. We have one striker now, Salah, of course, who've been consistently giving like 20 plus goals. Support them. Kane being the other. Get him to United. Let him score more.
Kane to United.
Hey, Spurs won this time. Very good. He scored
Just
also.
because it's a holiday you're drinking.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so disappointed in general. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Nah.
I didn't mean to.
We'll have to take this offline.
I
sometime.
have so much hope in
Yeah.
every weekend. And no.
Okay. I'm sorry we made any fun, man. It's okay. Just hang in there.
Like, it's okay if there are better teams.
Okay, we get it. It's
Try for Mitrovic, I mean, the guy is going to score 50 goals in a season at the rate that he's going on.
Try for Mitrovic, what? He's going to send an email or to Ralph Rangnick saying, hey, just saw this guy. He's doing really well in the championship. Have you heard of him? I would love for you to scout him.
आज लाखों में खेल रहा है हमारे साथ काम करेगा तो
करोड़ों में खेलेगा.
From Vastav. See, lovely fit. On that befitting note, thank you, the two of you. We'll see you next week with more fun. Till then, see you. Take care. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media handles. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I'm Fickleberry Hun on Twitter and Instagram. That's Huckleberry Finn, but Fickle.
If you want to reach out to me, I am Sapre on Twitter and G Sapre on Instagram.
You can reach out to me at IRANT, which is IYERANT on Twitter and Instagram. This is Football Shootball. Recognize.
Hello. It's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Advertising is Dead, Varun is joined by Anupam Gurani, the Chief Marketing Officer for Lead. He breaks down the school edtech sector for us. On The Longest Constitution, Priya delves into intellectual property rights and the sexual reproductive autonomy of women. On Press Decode, Sarah Vagda and Prafula engage in a debate on representation and discuss how we see race and religion. On Say No to Drama, Chitna slices through the drama around fights in relationships and how long they should last. Is it immoral to have feelings for someone else after you're happily married? On Hans Vani, hear the story, Tasavvur-e-Jana, about a woman's dilemma with love. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. It really helps us. Don't forget to rate us on any of the platforms that you're listening to. And also remember, you can check us out on YouTube at www.ivmpodcast.com/YouTube. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance, Bank of Baroda, and HDFC Life Insurance. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Have you ever wondered where the business world is headed? How the ways in which we create, market and sell to consumers will evolve? Or if we'll ever go back to wearing pants while working? For answers to all of this and more, tune into Advertising is Dead with me, Varun Dugirala. Every Tuesday, as I talk to entrepreneurs, leaders and change makers from across business, media, marketing and beyond. You can catch all episodes of Advertising is Dead on the IVM Podcast website, app or wherever you get your podcasts from.